I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people, I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in, I wouldn't pay. I hated.
During a rally in Pennsylvania over the weekend, man of the people, former President Donald Trump admitted to screwing over his own workers by refusing to pay them for overtime. He let that mask slip just a little bit. Now, the comments came as he was talking about his very popular proposals to end taxes on tips and overtime pay, which the crowd understandably loved. But the energy quickly changed when he came clean about being the type of employer who doesn't want to pay his employees overtime pay. Let's watch.
We will have no tax on tips. No tax on overtime. And no tax on Social Security benefits for seniors. No tax, no tax. And you know, it's going to lead to great things. A lot of people don't give. I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people, I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in, I wouldn't pay. I hated. This is going to lead to a lot more. I think it's going to be economically positive, but I'm not even doing it for that reason. I'm doing it because like the no tax on overtime, it's something so good, but no tax for the seniors. Do we have any seniors here? I hate to admit it, I'm a senior.
No, I love that clip for so many different reasons, right? He's like, no tax on tips. Ah! Like the audience goes wild. No tax on overtime pay. Ah! Crowd goes wild. And then he forgets who he's talking to, and he's like, I didn't like to pay overtime pay for my employees. Just radio silence. You could hear a pin drop, and you can tell he immediately realizes, oh no, I stepped in it. And it's like, hey, no tax on seniors. No tax on seniors. Anybody? No tax on seniors.
Yeah. Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it. So you know how I tell you that Trump A/B tests his messages? He'll just say both things and see how it goes. So he's like, now remember, I'm a dirty businessman who's a crooked and doesn't pay people. And overtime, oh my God, I'd never pay you guys overtime.
He's a typical American employer.
Right.
Let's keep it real.
Okay, and so I hear you on that. But as usual, as you're about to tell us, he's way worse than the average employer, and he brags about it. So this is the real Donald Trump, the guy who never pays his bills, the guy who stiffs his own workers, and then claims to have $10 billion and then rubs it in their face.
So let's talk about his past, because what he said was not a lie. So congratulations to Trump for telling the truth. So back in 2016, USA Today had done an investigation into his practices as an employer. And they published this piece. Hundreds allege Donald Trump doesn't pay his bills. Donald Trump casts himself as a protector of workers and jobs. But a USA Today network investigation found hundreds of people, carpenters, dishwashers, painters, even his own lawyers, who say he didn't pay them for their work. So their analysis did in fact find that this was true, that Trump had been involved in more than 3,500 lawsuits over the previous 3 decades, many of which came from ordinary Americans who said that Trump and his companies refused to pay what they were owed. Among them, a dishwasher, a glass company, a carpet company, a plumber, painters, 48 servers, dozens of bartenders and other hourly workers at his resorts and clubs, real estate brokers who sold his properties, and then you have several law firms that once represented him in these suits and others. People have accused Trump and his businesses of failing to pay. Trump's companies have also been cited for 24 violations of the Fair Labor Standards Act since 2005 for failing to pay overtime for minimum wage, and that's according to the US Department of Labor data. And some of those workers even put in 20-hour days over the 10-day Passover event at Trump's National Doral in Miami. And his mistreatment of workers also goes beyond his personal businesses. He screwed workers as president as well. For instance, the Trump Labor Department prevented millions of workers from receiving overtime pay by not defending the Obama administration's 2016 overtime rule. I remember this. But instead finalizing their own weaker overtime rule in September of 2019. Roughly 8.2 million workers who would have benefited from the 2016 rule have been left behind by the Trump administration's rule. He also, of course, stacked the National Labor Relations Board with anti-union appointees and laughed about firing workers during his discussion with Elon Musk. Let's take a quick look at that.
I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone and you are the greatest. You would be very good.
Nonetheless, it appears based on recent polling that Donald Trump is pulling working class voters, definitely more so than Kamala Harris is. The latest Times Siena College poll shows that Harris trails Donald Trump by 18 points among working class respondents.
Yeah.
Cenk.
So of all of his lies, this is the most obvious. And so when I debate conservatives, a lot of times they'll say, oh yeah, I know you guys claim this, but what happened during his administration? It'll be hilarious because they'll be like, you guys claim he's a threat to democracy, but we had him as president and the democracy didn't end. Yeah, but he tried to end it. Seems pretty relevant, doesn't it? Right, but in this case, it's even clearer than that because what did he do? He fought against workers' rights in every case. He even once said there shouldn't even be a minimum wage. You should be able to go lower than $7.25, which is $15,000 a year. He thinks you should get paid absolute dirt. Now, what did he do for his beloved Goldman Sachs and corporate donors? The biggest tax cut in American history for corporations. So, and he stacked his cabinet and his administration full of Goldman Sachs officials, including his Treasury Secretary. And he said, hey, big bankers and the wealthiest people in this country and the giant corporations that run and ruin our lives, what would you like? The bank's open. We're gonna take it from the average guy in the middle class and we're gonna give it to you. That's what Donald Trump did. That's who Donald Trump is. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.